Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something life teaches you. And while some people seem naturally tougher than others, true resilience often comes from surviving the experiences that threaten to break you. If you've lived through any of the following 8 experiences, chances are you're far more resilient than the average person. You've developed emotional strength, mental flexibility, and inner grit that can't be learned from books or courses. You've earned your resilience the hard way. 1. You've lost someone you deeply loved. Losing a loved one, whether it's a parent, partner, friend, or even a pet, shakes your entire world. It forces you to confront mortality, emptiness, and the aching silence that follows. Grief isn't just painful, it's transformative. If you've made it through that kind of loss and found a way to function again, to laugh again, to hope again, you've cultivated a form of resilience that's grounded in love and absence. You know how to keep going, even with a hole in your heart. You've learned that time doesn't always heal, but it teaches you how to carry your grief with grace. 2. You've hit rock bottom and clawed your way out. Rock bottom looks different for everyone. Maybe it was a divorce. Maybe it was bankruptcy. Maybe it was waking up one day and realizing you hated who you'd become. But no matter what form it took, if you've hit a point in life where you felt like you had nothing left and still found the courage to rebuild, you've developed a level of resilience that can't be faked. You've faced failure, shame, and darkness, and you chose to stand up anyway. That's not weakness, that's power. 3. You've battled anxiety, depression, or another mental health challenge. Living with a mental health condition isn't just difficult, it can feel invisible. While others are moving through life seemingly unburdened, you're carrying the weight of your thoughts, emotions, and fears like a second skin. If you've experienced this and still showed up for work, for family, for yourself, you've demonstrated a quiet, fierce kind of strength that often goes unrecognized. You've learned to fight battles no one else can see, and that inner resilience is part of what defines your character. It means you've had to become your own support system, sometimes your own lifeline. 4. You've been betrayed by someone you trusted. Betrayal cuts deep, whether it's from a partner, friend, family member, or colleague. It doesn't just break trust, it breaks the way you view the world. If you've experienced betrayal and managed to pick up the pieces without closing your heart off completely, you've developed emotional resilience that most people only understand in theory. You've learned to rebuild trust in yourself, to listen to your gut again, to believe that not everyone will hurt you even after someone did. Forgiving, or at least choosing not to let bitterness define you, is one of the strongest acts of resilience there is. 5. You've had to start over from nothing. Maybe you moved to a new country. Maybe you changed careers at 40. Maybe you left an abusive relationship and had to rebuild your life from scratch. Starting over is terrifying. It means letting go of stability, comfort, and familiarity. It means stepping into the unknown without a clear roadmap. If you've done this, then you already know. The fear never really goes away. But you've also discovered something more powerful: your own ability to adapt. Resilient people don't avoid change. They move through it, grow from it, and come out stronger on the other side. 6. You've had to be strong for others when you were barely holding on. Sometimes life doesn't give you the luxury of falling apart. Maybe you had to take care of sick parents while working 2 jobs. Maybe you were a single parent navigating emotional turmoil while raising kids who needed your presence. Maybe you were the friend or sibling others leaned on while you secretly felt like you were drowning. If you've ever carried the emotional weight of others on top of your own, you know what it means to be resilient. You know how to smile through tears, how to stay calm when your world is shaking, how to show up, not because you're fine, but because someone needs you. And that kind of quiet endurance, that's the backbone of true resilience. 7. You've faced long-term uncertainty. Some people can't stand not knowing what's coming next. But if you've ever lived in limbo, waiting for a diagnosis, stuck in an immigration process, unemployed with no job in sight, or watching a loved one fight an illness, you've learned to tolerate the unbearable. You've sat with the unknown, you've lived without answers, and you've learned how to keep living, even when you don't know what the future holds. This kind of resilience isn't loud. It's not about fighting. It's about enduring, trusting, holding steady when everything feels unstable. 8. You've chosen healing over hatred. Perhaps the most profound mark of resilience is this: when you've been wronged, and instead of becoming bitter, you've chosen to heal. You didn't let what happened to you define you. You didn't let it poison you. You refused to become what hurt you. This doesn't mean you forgot or excused what happened. It means you made a choice to focus on growth instead of revenge, peace instead of pain, compassion instead of control. That choice, that's the pinnacle of strength, because it's easy to harden yourself to the world after being hurt. What's hard is staying open, choosing softness, choosing love.